Welcome back everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today is the 7th video on quadratic equations, class 10 CBSE. All board students, you may follow this thing because the concept is the same. I will use NCERT, that's why I have written here CBSE. So today we will be discussing about the nature of roots of a quadratic equation. So nature of roots of a quadratic equation. Okay, so before starting about the nature of roots, I will like to tell you something, because you have known that still now you have encountered with problems with the under root, that is anything under the root which is positive is termed as real. So example, you have root 2, root 3, root 4. So if you have a number line, and you are asked to represent root 3, then you can represent it. There are ways by which you can represent root 3 or any other root like root 5, root 6, root 10 on the real axis, that is the number line. But if a situation comes to you where you have encountered with a negative in the under the root, then there is no possibility of representing a negative of a root along the real line. And negative of 4, not negative, for example root of 4, it becomes 2. So root of 4, basically it has a physical significance, but if you write root of minus 4 in higher classes, you will get to know these things better. It does not have any physical significance like that. Okay, you cannot represent root over minus 4 physically, or you cannot think of a number like that. So basically these numbers you cannot find in real life, but you can only just imagine that okay, there is root minus 4, maybe, okay, what can it be? So basically this root over negative numbers, they are basically termed as imaginary numbers. You can only imagine them, but there is no physical significance of such numbers. So whenever there is root minus 2, root over minus 4, so they cannot be represented on the number line, and they do not have any physical significance. So this thing you must remember, that under root a negative number or a negative quantity, this is an imaginary number and does not have any physical, you cannot relate it to the physical world, right? Okay, to talk about the nature of roots, we have to start with the Sridhar Acharya's formula, right? So what is the Sridhar Acharya's formula? X equals minus b plus minus root over b square minus 4ac by 2a. Now what do we mean by the nature of roots? Basically according to our class 10 syllabus, there we have divided the nature of roots. Basically there can be 3 types of roots, that is, it can be 2 real and distinct roots. That is, there will be 2 roots, they are real and they are not the same, they are distinct. Second one is 2 real and equal roots. And the third one is no real root, that is no real root. Now this can be the 3 natures of the roots of a quadratic equation. Now discussing them one by one. Okay, so let us first discuss about the real and distinct roots. Okay, so you have x equals to minus b plus minus, minus b plus minus root over b square minus 4ac by 2a. Now this b square minus 4ac, this is known as the discriminant. This b square minus 4ac is known as the discriminant and denoted by d. So here if you just take out the discriminant b square minus 4ac, and if it is greater than 0, then we will finally get under root a positive thing and the roots will be real. Okay, I hope this is clear, because when this will be greater than 0, the under root will be positive and the roots will be real. So the first thing, to get real and distinct roots, the first condition is b square minus 4ac must be greater than 0. And if b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, then we will get something like x equals to minus b plus minus root over some constant which is a positive by 2a, and thus we have two values of x, that is minus b plus root k by 2a and minus b minus root k by 2a. So you can see that there is no other condition required. If only b square minus 4ac, this term, is greater than 0, then we are having two distinct roots, that is minus b plus root k by 2a and minus b minus root k by 2a. I repeat the whole thing once again. When b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, then under root will be positive, right? And when under root will be positive, then the whole thing will be real. Okay? So the first condition to get a real root is satisfied when b square minus 4ac is greater than 0. Now if b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, we will get under root k, where k is also greater than 0, obviously, as k is b square minus 4ac. So under root a positive quantity, it will be something like root 2, root 3, root 5, root 2, something like that. So we will get minus b plus root k by 2a, one root, and minus b minus root k by 2a. So we will get real and distinct roots when b square minus 4ac is greater than 0. So now going to the second case, that is the real and equal roots. So second case is real and equal roots. Now for real and equal roots, again x equals to minus b plus minus root over b square minus 4ac by 2a. Now in the previous case we have saw that when b square minus 4ac was greater than 0, we were getting two distinct roots, that is x equals to minus b plus root where if b square minus 4ac is represented as d, then plus root d by 2a, and minus b minus root d by 2a. Now here, when will we get equal roots? You have to think of this thing. To get equal roots, what are the possibilities, right? So here you can see that b is fixed, a is also fixed. So b and a we cannot deal with that. But here the discriminant is b square minus 4ac. But if we can get the discriminant to be 0, for example, if d equals 0, then root d is also 0, and we will get x equals to minus b by 2a and also minus b by 2a. So you can see that if the discriminants become 0, then we will get the value of x to be same. Now you can take any other value other than 0. For example, you take 1. So it will be minus b. If d was 1, then minus b plus 1 by 2a and minus b minus 1 by 2a. You take any value, you cannot get the value of x to be the same. But when you take discriminant to be 0, in both the cases, the d becomes 0, so root d also becomes 0. And finally, what we come up with is two equal values of x. So I hope this is clear. So to get real and equal roots, what is the condition? That b square minus 4ac must be 0. Otherwise, you cannot get equal values of x. Now coming to the third possibility, which is for no real roots. This is easy. For no real roots, so x equals to minus b plus minus root over b square minus 4ac by 2a. Now you, as I have said you earlier, under root negative quantity is not real, it is an imaginary quantity. So here if we can get the under root to be negative, then whatever we may add, we are adding minus b to a root over negative quantity, but ultimately we are adding something a real quantity to an imaginary quantity, which actually means a imaginary quantity. For example, if you add real plus real, you will get real. If you get but if you add real plus imaginary, we are representing imaginary by I, or real minus imaginary, the rule of mathematics is you will get imaginary. So basically if they are of like, that real plus real will give you real, but real plus imaginary or a real minus imaginary will always give you imaginary. Okay. So the proof of this thing is not in your syllabus, and you just remember for the timing that real plus or minus imaginary is actually imaginary. So here if under root negative, if there is root over negative, so this part becomes imaginary and we are adding a real or anything to it, so the whole thing becomes imaginary. Okay, imaginary. So root over negative is imaginary. So if we can get b square minus 4ac less than 0, that is negative, then we can get under root negative and the whole thing will be imaginary. So I hope this is clear. So finally, to make a conclusion, so what is the conclusion? Nature of roots. So the first thing is, if b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, then what we will get? Real and distinct roots. Now the second one, if b square minus 4ac equals 0, then what we will get? We will get real and equal roots. Okay. Now the third case, if b square minus 4ac is less than 0, this is A, then what we will get? No real roots. Now in exam you don't write anything like imaginary or anything. For your understanding, I have told you all those things, but for class 10 those things are not in syllabus and you should not mention them in your copy, right? So you just write it has no real roots. Now some examples, what type of questions can come. So some examples, like first thing, so 3x square minus 2x plus 1 by 3 equals to 0. Comment on the nature of roots. Okay, now we have been asked to comment on the nature of roots. Okay, so here a equals 3, b equals minus 2 and c equals to plus 1 by 3. So therefore the discriminant equals to b square minus 4ac. It is b square is minus 2 square 4, minus 4 times a is 3 and 1 by 3, c is 1 by c. So this is 4 minus 4 equals 0. So therefore the roots are real and equal, right? Now coming to a second problem, let us continue this thing. So for example, you are given kx times, where k is a constant, x minus 2 plus 6 equals 0. Find k such that the roots are equal. Okay, so the roots are equal. So let us make this thing simplified. So this is kx square minus 2kx plus 6 equals to 0. So here a is k in this quadratic equation, b is minus 2k and c is 6. Now find k such that the roots are equal. Now for the roots to be equal, we know that discriminant must be 0. Therefore b square minus 4ac equals to 0. Now putting the value of b, so b is minus 2k, so 4k square minus 4 times what is a, k, and what is c, 6 equals 0. So we are getting 4k square minus 6 4s are 24 k equals 0. So here what we are getting is, or k square minus 6k equals 0, or k into k minus 6 equals 0. Therefore k equals 0 comma 6. Now you have to remember here one thing. So what was our initial question? The initial question was kx into x minus 2 plus 6. So let me write that one, kx into x minus 2, kx into x minus 2 plus 6, kx into x minus 2 plus 6. Now here if k equals 0, this is given to be 0, then if we put k 0, we are getting 6 equals 0, because the whole thing will cancel out. So this is violating the laws of mathematics. 6 cannot be equals to 0. So 0 is neglected for this reason. But if we put k equals to 6, if k equals to 6, then what it is? It's 6x into x minus 2 plus 6 equals to 0. If you expand this, this will be a quadratic equation with, and if you try to solve it, then it will be a quadratic equation with same or equal roots. So what is the final answer? Here 0 is neglected. So therefore the required value of k is 6, right? So now just one more question. After this I will end this thing. Okay, so just a question. See, I try to make your whole understanding develop, right? So I try to cover every type of questions so that you can see. If I can make lectures and just upload all the solutions in front of you, and in YouTube those solutions are already available. But I don't do that because I want you, I teach you all the essential ingredients by which you can solve the problems in your exercise. So I think you should learn the thing in spite of just running and doing the exercises. So first you understand the thing, know the concepts. After that you go to exercise and try your own. See, while I was studying, what I used to do is that our teacher never, indulged us that we will go to him and ask for a question and he will just instantly make the solution for us. It does not mean that the teacher does not knows the solution. My teacher obviously knew the solution, but he wanted us to, to deal with the problem. Okay, there were weeks. We spent weeks for a same problem, right? After that, the thing you learn when you just fight with a problem, it is the actual understanding, right? So after all these questions which I teach you in class, you should go and practice the questions. Okay, there may be questions which you cannot get in your first turn. So try it for a week, for 2 weeks, deal with the question, fight with the question. After that, the knowledge you will get, you will never forget that. That is the actual knowledge. Okay, so let's come back to the point. Sometimes I get a bit deviated. So what is the question is it possible to design a rectangular park, rectangular park 80 meter perimeter, whose perimeter is 80 meter and area is 400 meter square. So basically here you must the way you should attempt a problem, it is asking you, is it possible? So basically from that you can get an intuition that okay, it might be trying to know whether I know the concept of whether it will be real or not, something like that. You have to, more you practice the questions, you will understand these things better. So is it possible to design a rectangular park of perimeter 80 meter and area 400 meter square? Okay, so let the length is x, okay, and breadth be y. So it is given that its perimeter is 80 meter, therefore 2 times x plus y equals 80. So x plus y equals 40, therefore x equals to 40 minus y, right? We have written one variable in terms of other, and again it is written area is 400 meter square, so area means xy, so xy equals to 400 meter square. Now you see that this is in the format of a single equation but 2 variables. We cannot solve a single equation with 2 variables, but here we are having a correlation between x and y, so we can put the value of x here. So what is the value of x? 40 minus y into y equals to 400, right? So here what we have got, 40y minus y square equals 400, or y square minus 40y plus 400 equals 0. So finally we have converted the problem into a quadratic equation. Now you just recall the thing. First it has asked us whether is it possible. Now see, a rectangular park or maybe anything, a rectangular park is something which is describing our physical surroundings, or it is a real thing, right? A rectangular park is not imaginary, that we only can imagine about a rectangular park. We cannot make a physical or a real overview of the thing. So rectangular park means a physical thing, a real thing. So if we are able to frame out a quadratic equation out of a real thing, therefore its roots must also be real. So if the roots of this equation are not real, that means if the length breadth, y means the breadth, if the breadth does not comes out to be real, that means there is some trick in that. So basically what we have to check is that are the roots real? If the roots are real, then it is possible to design a rectangular park, because a rectangular park is a physical thing, a real thing. If the roots are real, we can design it. But if the roots are not real, then we cannot make a rectangular park. Okay, I hope what I tried to make you understand is clear. So basically we have to check whether from here the breadth, as y is the breadth comes out real or imaginary or anything like that, whether it is real or not real. So let us check the discriminant. Checking the discriminant, what we get is b squared minus 4ac. So what is b here? B is minus 40, so minus 40 whole square is 1600, minus 4 times a is 1 and c is 400. So what we get is 1600 minus 1600. So this is 0. Now what does 0 means? That the roots are real but equal. Okay, so we are getting only one length and one breadth, right? We cannot get two values of breadth. Okay, so we are getting a fixed breadth here, but the roots are real because b square minus 4ac is 0. This condition implies that roots are real and equal. So if the roots are real, then obviously it is possible to design the park. So I hope this thing is clear. So if you like the video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. And I think I am able to make you understand the concepts, and you are also intelligent enough to get these things. So thank you. I will be back soon, and please like and share the video. So coming back soon.